Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Women Transform podcast. I am your host, Brianna Monet. We are here with the second episode in Taking Back Control series, and we have our very first special guest, Miss Alicia Christine. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So, everyone, today we're going to be talking about taking back control of your health. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it because I want you to preserve your voice. So, recently, you were very transparent, and I'm on your email list. So, you were very transparent about the symptoms and all of that you started with when you found out you were diagnosed with, correct me if I'm saying it wrong, dermatomyelitis, right? That's
It's
bad. I'm a
no,
nurse and I don't know how to say it. That is horrible.
it's okay. It took me a while too. Okay, girl. It's called dermatomyositis.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was way off. So as a nurse by trade, I was very intrigued because I've never heard of it before. So just watching you and your journey on processing all of it, and of course we don't know the back end, but you have been very transparent with your journey, and I'm like so intrigued because usually people and sometimes people of faith, we get very discouraged when we get, these type of reports. And I know that this is an autoimmune disease disorder as well. So I just watching you just encourage other people and still going through your process and sharing with us everything that you're going through. And I love how you're doing not just Western medicine, but you're also doing holistic, changing your diet. Like you're actually executing the plan. Like you have the faith, like, okay, I know God is going to heal me, but you're executing. And a lot of us don't do that. Like we'll have the faith, but we forget that we have to do the work behind the faith. And I just love that you're doing the work and you're sharing it and you're taking us on this journey as well. So I had to have you on the podcast because I want you to just kind of share your journey to when you started your symptoms, when you found out, and how you decided, you know what, I'm going to fight back and not give up.
Mm. Okay. Well, that's a big question, but I'll give y'all the short
Yeah.
version. So symptoms look like me having a lot of fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working from home and I wasn't able to get through like my full shift without feeling fatigued and draggy. And one particular day I made a smoothie and it's like my voice shut down. And if you've done some search around autoimmune or if people are familiar, it impacts your voice. A lot of people don't know that. But in addition to that symptom, I had a rash develop on my back. And it wasn't super noticeable, but it became more prevalent as time progressed. And so I went to my doctor after Googling symptoms, and was pretty much I pretty much had confirmation before I went to my doctor of it being dermatomyositis. Because all of the symptoms that I was having with the muscle weakness, that was another symptom that I experienced. I couldn't get my head off the bed, and I felt like I had like ran a marathon and did a hit workout, but like super intense, but I had not. So those were some of the symptoms, but I went to the doctor, already had diagnosed myself. He didn't really take me that seriously. The next time that I had a flare, if you will, or it became too much to bear, I took myself to the emergency room. And a lot of times, as Black women, we don't notice our body and the changes that are happening in the moment. And so it was important for me to just really be cognizant of what was happening with my health because we move fast. We don't realize stress impacts us and we just try to push and power through. And then the next thing you know, we're not well. And I knew that I couldn't push and power through the pain that I was experiencing anymore. And so those were a little bit about the symptoms. And after I had went to the hospital, my new doctor had confirmed that it was a rare autoimmune condition. So that's kind of for the story.
Okay. So after you found out what you had, which you said you already knew because you already self-diagnosed yourself based on the symptoms. When
I
did
know not
you
to be recommended,
uh,
but I
oh,
did.
look, listen, even as a nurse, I still do the same thing. Like, this sounds like, or this feels like. But yes,
Mm,
guys, please don't self diagnose yourself. But I know we always do it. We always go to Google and look up symptoms and, yep, all the time. So, how was your journey in starting your faith walk in this? Because I know a lot of us, when we get these diseases that one, probably we've never heard of, two, we're trying to figure out like, how did this happen? And it kind of just throws you off because you think that
mm-hmm.
you're healthy, and this doesn't run in your family, correct? This isn't hereditary or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
So sometimes we get these diseases or diagnoses and it throws us off. So how did your faith increase? Because I'm very, you know me, like your faith through this whole process and just watching you just change everything, your diet, just you're really like into this healing process and I love it.
Yeah.
So just talk a little bit about your healing journey.
Oh, well, the healing journey, it never stops for real.
Yeah.
But in terms of my health, I had decided that I was going to reverse it,
Mhm.
period.
Mhm.
You know, the doctor said one thing, they said that, you know, these types of things are not reversible. I'm trying to think of the actual language that they use. Basically, that you'll be taking medications all your life.
Mhm.
And I know for a fact that there are people in America, in this world, all over that have changed their life, changed their diagnosis, or I should
Mhm.
say, change, their health via nutrition, via supplements, via doing things that will promote healing from the inside out. And so, when they told me I was going to battle with this, I was like, okay. And my consciousness was like, so now is your time to really put your money where your mouth is when it comes to healing and healing journeys and healing processes. This is the opportunity for um, God to really show off and me to really have discipline. And so I started researching holistic healing. I started researching nutrition and how our forefathers healed themselves. And I should say, forefathers and foremothers healed themselves through herbs, through movement, through nature. Um, and I started to really learn a lot about the wellness um, world, I should say, the wellness world, the ancient wellness world. And it's been such an eye opener. And in terms of my faith, it's hard to really say like what compelled me to push, but the best thing that I could say is I know that there's a plan for my life that extends beyond illness, that
Mhm.
extends beyond disability. This is an opportunity for a miracle to happen.
Yes.
And miracles take supernatural power, but they also take our natural participation. And so
Mhm.
I'm like, so how do I participate? I eat better. I sleep well. I engage my body in different mechanisms and healing modalities that will support my goal to reverse this illness. And for me, it was just the mindset. It was like, okay, so you're going to heal yourself and you're going to partner with God, and that's it.
And I'm thankful that you brought up mindset because I think a lot of people forget that that's where it starts. It really starts in your mindset. It starts with your belief and believing that, okay, you know what? You gave me this diagnosis, but guess what? I'm not accepting it. That's not my portion. I don't declare that. And being in the healthcare care field, I see that so much where they just want to just give you medicine, give you medicine, give you medicine. And especially in the black community. And I recently did an episode, I did a Mother's Day episode and I talked a little bit about my C-section and my
Mhm.
experience with that. And it at the time when I gave birth, it wasn't a lot of information put out there. Like social media was out there, but I never thought to research a C-section. And I had an emergency C-section too, so I didn't really mentally prepare for it. And now I'm listening to like all of these stories, and now they I think they have a documentary coming out about black mothers who give birth, and
Mhm.
they don't survive it, or the babies don't survive it. And I think women don't really understand, like you said, our bodies sometimes, like understanding when something's wrong, and understanding that it starts with our mind when we're trying to get that healing, and
Right.
all of those things. So thank you for mentioning that and sharing that as well. So I also want to talk about your support. So do you have like support systems around you that kind of help hold you up when you have those off days? Because I know sometimes there are some off days and some days where you need the extra support. So how is that for you?
Yeah, the off days are real. Yeah, I'm very honest about the ups and downs of walking through a healing journey.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's not an easy task, but I will say I've been well supported via my family.
Mhm.
Um, my mother is a angel on earth, and she has helped me in so many ways. My sister, my beautiful niece, they help me out. Even the baby, I have a
Yeah.
2 year old niece, and she be like, "You okay? You okay?" You make sure I'm good. But I would majority say my family,
Mhm.
and I have a community that I am coming into, if you will.
Mhm.
This new community of people that have invisible disabilities and who have
Mhm.
rare autoimmune conditions. I am in a group via the Myositis Association. It's a
Mhm.
group for women of color, and we support each other in that group. We talk about, things from our symptoms to what we're doing this weekend to different medication reactions or
Mhm.
just any questions that you might have around the illness, around life, lifestyle, nutrition. We can converse in that community as a group on Facebook. So that's been super supportive as well. Just to have women to engage with who get it, who get the journey. And a lot of people who have been living years
Mhm.
with myositis. So that's been super supportive.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. I think people also forget that community is good too. Whenever you're going through something or feeling like you're the only one. I know a lot of times, and I can speak for me personally, whenever I'm dealing with something, whether it's an illness or whatever the case is, we kind of like to seclude ourselves. So I definitely wanted to, that was why I asked you about your support system, because sometimes we don't understand how important it is to have a support system, someone that is there helping us, because we will have our off days.
Hmm.
So definitely that is important. And I don't want to keep you long because I know you're resting your voice. But is there anything else you would like to share regarding how to deal with the autoimmune disease disorders? Just encouraging others who may have these disorders, but they don't know where to start as far as the
Hmm.
healing journey, and just any
Yeah,
information you feel like would be helpful.
yeah, for sure. I would say it's important to listen to your body
Hmm.
all the time. Like you have to really know yourself. Are you usually preppy in the morning? Um, I mean, anything down from the smell of your breath
Hmm.
that can, indicate our wellness, what our eyes look like, what our skin is looking like. And in the time that we live in, when we're so hustle and bustle, we have to be intentional to make time to notice our bodies. And what are they saying? Because they're always talking to us. And once we hear it out, we have to move accordingly. So if your body's saying you need rest, then you need to get it. You cannot deny your body um, the natural needs, right? I would also say it's super important for you to manage stress appropriately. Managing stress appropriately looks like giving the body again what it needs, giving it the right nutrients, making sure that our conversations are positive because that all ties to our wellness. A lot of times we don't realize the negativity that is um, coming into our lives or hitting our phones,
Mhm.
right? But really getting to the depth of our spirit when we have a lot of negativity around us, which ultimately impacts our health and our wellness. And so it's important for us to do our best if we can to remain positive, have those positive conversations. Guard your heart, really. And guard your heart really means examine it,
Mhm.
look at it and see like what's going on inside me. How can I support myself? How can I support Brianna in this season?
Mhm.
Once I start giving out tools and tips, I don't stop.
No, you're good. I'm taking it in too, because no,
Yeah.
that is good. It's another question I want to ask too, because I know you share a lot about what you've been eating. So, how has your diet changed? Has it changed like tremendously or just bits and pieces?
Right now, I'm in a regimented
Okay.
um, situation right now
Hmm.
because I'm being cognizant of what it takes to heal. I am detoxing a lot, and that looks
Hmm.
like me juicing,
Hmm.
um, drinking lots of smoothies.
Hmm.
I drink a green drink every morning.
Okay.
It's without a doubt I'm going to have a green drink.
Hmm.
I take supplements like spirulina, antioxidants, and I
Hmm.
put that in my smoothie and I drink it and I put some dates in it so it can taste sweet.
Hmm.
Um, and I eat primarily raw right now. So
Okay.
greens, all types of greens and all types of melons,
Hmm.
uh, some nuts here and there, um, and lots of water and
Hmm.
herbal teas. So that's pretty much my diet right now.
Oh man. So it changed a lot from previously before.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
How often do you do the smoothies? Do you do them like once a day or?
Yeah, I drink a green smoothie. I shouldn't say once a day, but every
Mhm.
day. So it could be
Mm.
one or two smoothies, depending on
Okay.
how I'm feeling.
Mhm.
And I definitely make sure I put my nutrients in that, flax seeds,
Mhm.
whatever I'm feeling that day. So it goes without saying I'm drinking something green.
Right. Right. Yes,
Yeah,
I see your green plates. I'm like, look at her. I'm just so proud of you. I know
yeah.
it's been
Thank
a
you.
lot, but we have known each other, and the crazy thing is, and I thought about this the other day when we were talking. We've known each other for what, 2 years, just about. And we
Yeah,
let me tell you how good God
even
is.
more.
We've never met in person,
I
but we
know it's
feel so
crazy.
connected.
Absolutely. We
We feel
we we
so
like this
connected.
girl.
Yes. So I'm just like, just watching you in your journey. You encourage me, like, even though I don't, necessarily have a physical illness, but just watching you and just watching how you're executing, because I know execution is so hard for people nowadays. Like,
Mhm.
you can say one thing but you're not backing it up. Like, faith without works is dead. So just watching your execution and taking us on this journey, I'm so proud of you. And I just thank you for doing this for me. And I
Yeah.
want to ask also, before we get off, are there
Mhm.
any resources we can like donate to or find out like other information? Like, what's next?
Yeah. So I am actually hosting events that are online
Hmm.
and in real life. The first thing I would say is we have breathing sessions,
Hmm.
and these sessions are for women to come and relax and breathe and learn how to be still.
Hmm.
So if there is anybody that wants to join me in learning how to create a life of calm and ease, please feel free to join me. If you want to donate or so, you can do so at it'saliciachristine.com. And you can also connect with me via my new ebook. My
Ooh,
new, right? I'm excited about it. It's called Me, Trauma, and Freedom, A Guide to
mm,
Self Awareness.
that title in itself. That title in itself. Trauma
Yes.
and freedom in the same sentence.
Mhm.
I felt that in my spirit. Like, ooh.
Listen. because you can have both, right? You can be going through
Yes.
trauma, you can have past trauma, but still have a measure of freedom in your life
Hmm.
and still desire more freedom. So it's not a, you know, one size anything when it
Right.
comes to healing and this self honoring journey.
Hmm.
But this guide is for women who may be experiencing grief or, sadness, emotional trauma. Maybe they've experienced intimate partner abuse, just any kind of event that has hit the soul and the core. This is going to be a book where you can um, find encouragement. And you'll also have some tools in this particular ebook to help you regulate your nervous system. And I'll talk a little bit about what it means to be activated
Hmm.
and your trauma responses. And I think it'll help somebody. I know it will. So if you're interested in that, you can find that at my website as well. And follow me on Instagram. There'll be
Yes.
resources there always.
Yes. And everyone who is watching this podcast via my app, the links will be below the video. So feel free to tap anywhere you need to tap. The ebook is not out yet, right?
Yeah, it is
It is.
actually.
Oh, okay, okay. So if you don't mind, can I post the link in the app?
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, anybody who's watching via the app, you'll get all the links. You'll be able to click them and check Alicia out. I'll put your IG in there as well so they can follow you and get all of that
Awesome.
information. But is there anything else that you want to share? I want you to save your voice, so I don't want to keep you on here
You're
too long.
sweet. No, I think we did a good job today.
Okay.
I was just talking.
We did.
Good job talking to the girls about wellness. But I would
Yes.
say, just continue to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to honor yourself. This world moves so fast, and
Yes.
it's not going to slow down unless you take the time to be intentional to slow down. Because one thing I know is that if we don't slow down, there might be something that slows us down.
Mm-hmm.
And before we even get to that, place in life, or whether it's illness, whatever, you name it, stress, um, it's really just key
Mm-hmm.
to breathe, breathe it out, rest it out.
Yes.
That's what we're being called to. If you're in tune with God, or your spiritual life is on fleek, um, when you get a little bit quiet, you begin to hear your assignment for this season. And when I say assignment, I mean, what are we supposed to be doing while the world is going through a pandemic, right? For a lot of us, that looks like doing minimal things. And when I say minimal, I mean doing things that are important around family,
Mm-hmm.
around community, around discipline of journaling, discipline of meditating, and creating those routines of rest. Because a lot of us talk about we want the soft life, but you're going to need some help for the soft life.
Yeah.
You're going to need community for the soft life. You're going to need the virtues of patience and love for the soft life. And we have to cultivate it in ourselves first, more than anything. So that's what I
Yes.
got today.
Yes. I got to clap for that. Because I'm in that season now where I'm learning to be still. And that was actually my devotional for July to my Women Transform tribe was just stillness. Just be still. And I'm noticing that God is definitely putting me in that place now where I have to intentionally be still and listen, whether he speaks or not. Just the fact that I'm in his presence and his peace is around me, his love and his comfort is around me is enough for me. So that is definitely confirmation in this season that we definitely need to learn to be still and rest and not get caught up in if I'm not doing something, I'm not busy. No, because I know I don't want that life.
That's
Been
right.
there, done that. I do not want that life anymore.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of on the same boat you're on. I just want a life of rest and ease. And because we don't have to stress, we really don't have to. We choose to.
That's right.
And I'm learning that for myself as well. Like, you don't have to let this keep you down all day. You're
Mhm.
choosing to. Yeah. Like, no, it doesn't have to be this way. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Like I said, everyone, I will put all of the links if you're watching via my app. All of the links to connect with Alicia will be below the video. And I want to thank you so much for doing this for
Thank
me and speaking to the Women Transform Tribe. And I know you're not new to the tribe because you spoke
you.
at the More Than a Conqueror conference and you did my very first prayer call. So you're not new
Yes,
to this.
we've been rocking.
Yes, we've been rocking. So thank you again for speaking to us and giving us being transparent about your journey. And so I look forward to seeing this miracle, because let me tell you,
Yes, girl.
I stand and agree with you. So
Thank
we are
you.
excited about this miracle. So that
Thank you.
is it for this episode, everyone. Again, thank you, Alicia, for joining us, and I will talk to you all next week.